Warning, this review contains spoilers.
Like me?
This is the safe room, M.
Please,
It is not safe as long as you're in it. Not for us.
don't do that!
Until Dawn, the game, you control a group of horrible people, but you are somehow worse yourself.
Stu. Fuck.
Oh, death, oh, death, won't you spare me over till another year?
The game starts you off in the middle of nowhere, in a mountain cabin where a bunch of teenagers are having a party and just about to play a prank on one of their fellow peers. This peer in question has a crush on the prettiest looking guy out of the group, and that's how their prank begins, with him luring her into one of the cabin's bedrooms.
Oh my god, she's taking her shirt off. What?
Everybody jumps out, and the girl known as Hannah is both confused and mortified as she takes off into the woods alone. Here you get to start controlling your first character by the name of Beth, which happens to be Hannah's twin sister. You get a small chance to control Beth and learn the controls before she hears Hannah scream, and you are presented by the game's first choice. The game's genre is what I like to call interactive movies or cinematic games, as they comprise of mostly quick-time events with very little in terms of controllable gameplay. That's what I thought first when I started playing the game anyway, but as I would eventually come to learn, that wasn't the case at all, as you get to control the characters more than I thought you would. Either way, your choice here won't change much, as the end result is the same of Hannah running into the woods, with one of the characters screaming,
Can't take a joke.
It was just a prank, Han.
"Gee, way to make me hate you already." Beth runs after her, and here you find your very first totem. The totem shows various events that can transpire throughout your playthrough, and there are 5 different kinds of totems: death, guidance, loss, danger, and fortune. Here's what all of them mean. Eventually, Beth will find Hannah in the forest, and something is spying on them while seeing all red. Man, Doom Guy must have picked up the Berserk power-up. The red vision thing starts chasing after them, and they eventually fall down a cliff, with Beth holding the cliff in one hand, Hannah in the other. A mysterious stranger shows up, and you are presented by a choice which introduces a very nifty mechanic the game has. Your choice will determine the outcome of what happens here and right now, but also the future events in the game. This is known as the butterfly effect, and unlike the Ashton Kutcher movie, there will be no time traveling in this game. So, the butterfly effect ties together with several events in the same butterfly that can transpire later down the road. Say for example you feed a wolf with a bone at one point of the game, and when you come back there, you will find the same wolf and he'll come with you to help you survive. It's a really fun feature, and definitely something I'd like to see in other games as well. You know, I really enjoy the whole choice aspect of the game as well. It's just like those choose your own adventure stories, but for a game instead. Once you have selected your choice, both twins will fall down and be presumed dead as the games pan out to black, as the game introduces you to a new character, Dr. A.J. Hill. He's played by Peter Stormare, and it's worth mentioning that all the characters have been modeled after their voice actor. He functions as the game's conscience, and he will continually criticize you for the choices you make, as well as pry on your fears. He's a real shitty doctor. After a session, the game begins for real, as the first chapter introduces you to each and every character we will control throughout the game, after letting us know that the twins are presumed dead, and Josh, the brother to the girls, wants everyone back to the cabin as a memorial get-together. Everyone has their own characteristics and morals. Out of the entire group, I only ended up taking liking to 3 of them. Most of them start out as pretty unlikable, well for me anyway, but the game does a good job changing that throughout the game, as your opinions about them change constantly.
Yes, it was a wild case of beginner's luck.
They follow the typical character tropes of the horror genre. This might be a good time to point that out, but the game is a horror game, and the game does a really good job keeping you on your toes throughout the game. The music with its orchestral score is there to add further on the horror atmosphere, and it's nice. It's a shame that most of it is pretty unmemorable, except for one tune I seem to hear quite often. The voice acting is really good as well, and I can't complain at any of them, so that's really good in my book. Let's not forget the graphics, which are absolutely stunning, and oh boy, the sound effects. It really sounds like you would be walking on snow. The group is not alone on the mountains though, as there is also a mysterious stranger and a psychopath roaming around on the mountain. You can find clues scattered around about them in the game, as well as clues about the twins. Doing all that is completely optional though, but is recommended if you're going for the best ending. Basically, your main goal is to keep as many of the teenagers alive as far as possible, while both figuring out who the mysterious stranger is, as well as figuring out the true identity of the psychopath. Spoilers, it's totally Captain Psychopath. Depending on your choices, people will die like flies on one playthrough, while on others they will betray and sacrifice each other, or help each other survive. That's what the most fun in the game is. Of course, that will also give you different endings. The game is not super long, but it's not short either, which is great for a title like this, that really shines through with its replayability. My only complaint about the game is the sections where you actually control the character yourself, as they tend to be slower, and I could in fact be without them completely, but they are necessary evil for the atmosphere. Overall, this is a great horror game for your PS4, and could be reason alone to get one, and you're likely to see yourself sitting with this game several times over, either by yourself or in a bigger group with friends. It's a game I'd recommend to anyone who likes horror games or enjoy campy horror flicks. And now, if you'll excuse me, I'm Donald Blaze to Kill.